Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people, welcome to Freedom Friday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and what a transformative week of understanding and self-compassion it has been. From embracing our imperfections to finding healing in music and to honoring our body's wisdom, we're learning that self-compassion wears many faces. But before we get into the topic at hand, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on this Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, beautiful people, well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love. So let's just ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand, all right? So let's center ourselves together. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold for a moment. Now exhale through your mouth. Now as you inhale, I want you to feel the compassion filling every part of you. That is embracing every imperfection. And that is honoring every truth. And when you exhale, I want you to release any and everything that is no longer of you and is no longer aligned with you. I want you to take one more deep breath in. Exhale. And when you are ready, open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, just to help ground us before we get into the topic at hand. All right, family, well, this week has shown us something profound about self-compassion. It's not just one thing. It's a complete embrace of who we are. So, Monday, with Dr. Will opened our eyes with, remember how he explained that perfectionism isn't what we thought. He showed us that striving for excellence is in our DNA. Okay, we are made of in the image of God's image, right? After all, but that doesn't mean beating ourselves up. It means accepting our human journey while honoring our divine nature. What hit me deep was understanding that self-acceptance isn't giving up. It's giving ourselves space to be human. So when Dr. Will talked about being masterful in life, he wasn't talking about being perfect. He was talking about moving through life with grace and accepting all parts of our journey. So then Tuesday, we revealed another layer when we explored Earth, Wind, and Fire's On Your Face song. We weren't just listening to music, we were tapping into ancestral wisdom about self-love. You see, those lyrics was about letting your feelings show. That's about authentic self-acceptance. You see, our ancestors knew that healing comes through our honest expressions. And family, the way that song found us exactly when I needed it, that's divine timing. That's what happened when we stay open to messages of healing. And then Wednesday with Miss Darlene completed the picture for us. She showed us how our bodies carry wisdom. You see, wisdom that we often ignore when we're chasing perfection. Remember what she said about our bodies disconnecting when we don't listen? But that's what happens when we reject parts of ourselves. But here's the beautiful thing. When we start accepting ourselves, really accepting ourselves, our bodies start to trusting us again. And healing begins when we stop fighting who we are. So family, let's talk about how to live these teachings in real life. Let's talk about the morning practice. Let's talk about starting your day with acceptance. And it doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth. It means acknowledging where you are right now. Like Dr. Will taught us about the difference between striving for excellence and demanding perfection. I want you to try this. Before your morning mirror time, I want you to put a song that speaks to your soul. As the music plays, I want you to look at yourself with gentle eyes, and I want you to notice any self-judgment without criticism. Just observe. This combines all three elements that we learned this week: acceptance, sacred sound, and body awareness. So then throughout the day, when challenges arises, and they will, I want you to use what we learned about self-compassion as your guide. Remember how Earth, Wind, and Fire told us, ain't it funny the way you feel? It shows on your face. That's about authenticity, not hiding. Not hiding. So then now let's create those check-in moments. All right? Morning, set your intentions for self-acceptance. And our midday, let music realign your energy. And then in the evening, it's about honoring your body's wisdom. So I'm going to share an evening integration with you. So before bed, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions, all right? Where did I show myself compassion today? 2, what messages did my body share? And 3, what song is in my heart? All right? So now let's talk about moving forward with all of this together, right? So this journey of self-compassion isn't a solo path. We want to look how our community is growing, okay? With your story, some of you shared on how accepting imperfections freed you. And others found that healing through Pacific songs. And many discovered new ways to trust your bodies. You know, our collective growth, when one of us learns to love ourselves more fully, we create space for others to do the same. That's what this month of cultivating self-compassion is about. And it's about growing together. Now, as we continue to explore self-compassion, we'll be deepening our understanding of self-acceptance. And we'll find more ways of music can heal. And we will honor our intuitive wisdom. This is going to be a part of next week's journey. And I want you to remember that what Darlene taught us about our bodies, that our bodies know. They always know. And that wisdom as we move forward. And I want to share something with you on the message matrix of growth. So let's see how far we come. Remember the 3 columns. On this one, on column 1, we read, what have we learned? What did we learn? We learned about embracing imperfection and strength. We learned that music can be medicine. And we learned our bodies hold wisdom. Now in the second column, that will be how we're growing. 1, we're moving from self-judgment to self-acceptance. 2, we're using sound for healing. And 3, we're trusting our intuition. In our column 3 is the deeper message. The deeper message that we learn is that self-compassion means loving all parts of us. 2, that healing comes in all forms. And the last, the deeper message was to integrate. Integration leads to wholeness. Now, yesterday we learned something new, and that was the living these truths, right? So this is how we're going to keep growing with our morning practice. Greet yourself with acceptance. Let healing music flow and honor your body needs. Yes, this month we're going to use music as healing. As I shared with you on Tuesday, and the big yesterday is that every Tuesday of this month, we're going to take a song, 1 or 2, and we want to find self-compassion and healing within them songs. All right? Now let's go back to our living these truths. So we talked about the morning. Now we're talking about throughout the day. I want you to notice self-judgment without criticism. And I want you to let music guide your moments. And I want you to listen to your inner wisdom. Now your inner reflection. I want you to celebrate your human journey. Yes. And I want you to thank yourself for growing. And 3rd, honor all that you are. Honor all that you are. So I know it's a lot that I am asking for you, but this is for us. This is for us. This is for us to get into that core of us. So before we close today, I want you to take out your purpose pen and purpose paper, as Dr. Will would say. And I want you to write down these 3 things. 1 imperfection you are learning to love. 1 imperfection you're learning to love. What 1 imperfection of yourself that you are learning to love. 2, 1 way that music helped you heal. List 1 way, write down 1 way that music helped you heal. And number 3, 1 truth that your body showed you. 1. And this will be your evidence of growth. This will be your map of transformation. All right, my beautiful people? We didn't have to have a long show today. We just had to keep it real simple, cute, and sexy. So until Monday, my beautiful people, I want you to keep embracing all parts of yourself and remember that true compassion means loving yourself exactly as you are. All right, have an amazing weekend, family. And I'll see you on Monday. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovering and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.